Due to not having a topic that I really wanted to make a video on for a while now, I thought perhaps I can turn this mental block and self-doubt into a video, specifically on the supposed foundation of this channel, game reviews. The internet is oversaturated with game reviews from both big-time games media and small wannabe pundits with varying degrees of credibility and talent. I'm no different. I'm pretty much faking it till I somehow make it. A well-done review seems to have a shtick. Comedic ones like Angry Video Game Nerd and JonTron, long serious ones like with Noah Caldwell Gervais, analytical ones like with Campster and Super Bunny Hop, on-the-fly commentary like with Total Biscuit, and so on. Meanwhile, I'm still figuring out my own shtick with my reviews. Alas, it's 2016, and too many people have been doing it. What makes me different? What makes me better? What makes me worth your attention? I'm talking about video games. Video games! Not some super relevant or important topic that has a niche. Video games. But unless I get brave and crazy enough to make videos on something else, then you know what, I'm sticking with this. At least for now. There are two major reasons for the existence of game reviews. Either for informing consumers or for posterity. The former makes for timely reviews meant to objectify subjective experiences in a journalistic format. The latter makes for reviews that curate a title or set of titles for editorial and/or entertainment purposes. That's as dry and brief of a general definition as I can come up with. The game reviews I do are in that latter category. I don't do spoiler-free reviews, so they're not for recommending games to new players either. They're mostly for retrospection and commentary, looking at the good and the bad of a specific title, series, or genre. Reviewing lets me complete my experience with a game that I either enjoy or loathe. It's like a cherry on top of the cake or the last nail on the coffin, either a love letter or a catharsis. It's also a mental exercise I can engage in outside of work and the drudgeries of daily life. It's a nice hobby, I guess. Reviews may follow some sort of format to properly convey assessments of the game's various aspects, making for consistency. But a strict format is easier with written reviews. Perhaps the game review video is more about telling the story of how the reviewer experienced the game. That's pretty much the only way, at least that I'm aware of, that a game can be reviewed properly through a video. If it's done through a cut-and-dry academic style enumerating strengths and weaknesses without context, the audience may not be able to relate with it through how they experience video games. I have a simple enough format: story, presentation, gameplay. That's it. Not unique, but it works well and I'm loose with it. Not that strict either, but well, it guides my process. A lot of reviews, especially from major outlets, keep score. It works well in the mainstream, despite the folly of quantifying assessments on an arbitrary scale. Many media outlets and independent reviewers have since done away with scores, whether it's a 10-point, 100-point, 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 6-potato, or whatever scale. Some have used the thumbs up, thumbs down system, which is better. The only benchmark that really matters in the end is if you like something or not. I don't keep score with my video reviews, but I do with written reviews. I can't help it. My male brain does like to quantify and compartmentalize everything around me. I make use of a 10-point system with no decimals, and my median is strictly at 5. Decimals in scores make no sense. What's the difference between 7 and 7.5? You might as well have a 20-point scale then. I keep score because it's kinda fun and it makes my reviews a bit easier to follow, letting readers scan and get a general idea of my assessments without forcing them to read everything, as much as that irks me. I don't make the same compromise with my review videos as I want them to be watched from start to finish. I did put a lot more work into them after all. My conceit aside, I do feel that in video form, viewpoints can be better made understood as they can be visually elaborated in ways not easily done in written medium. That has given rise to the modern video essay, which I quite enjoy watching. I feel there's much to learn from the presentation style commonly used in that genre. As mentioned, the review is a form of objectifying subjective experiences. In the case of video games, we look at games that came before it, which set the bar and push the boundaries to make the medium what it is today and what it can be tomorrow. There's a need for reviews because people worldwide enjoy video games. They're fun and compelling experiences that make living slightly more bearable and open a whole new world to those who want to have something to look forward to. But of course, game reviews are not perfect. No matter how well they're written or presented, they can never fully encompass the thoughts and feelings of every individual who experiences the game in question. After all, they're still subjective experiences depending on when, where, and how they're consumed, as well as the people's preferences. Those are variables and intangibles that can't be fully taken into account because reviews are dependent on the reviewer's perspective. Reviewers have their own preferences, previous experiences, knowledge and understanding, and degree of competence that shape how a game is experienced, which then shape how it's reviewed, given that the reviewer is completely honest throughout the process. But as much as I may know of what makes a good review well done or not, there is a big difference between watching and doing reviews. Perhaps I can take a few things from the pros, but putting it all together isn't exactly like building a Lego set with all the pieces already there. I'll have to find those pieces myself through practice. I don't know if my reviews would ever be watched, but this is about more than just popularity. It's about appreciating the medium that has gotten me through so much over the years. If I can do a review of a good game that can convince someone to give it a shot and they end up liking it too, perhaps it'll be worth it. But for now, the only thing left for me is to make my reviews more fun to watch. Yeah, I think that's it. Less dry, more fun.